Awesome. So first off, thank you so much to TechTO and Microsoft for the opportunity to speak. Really appreciate it. What if you could deliver the right care to the right patient at the right time, every time? If you could do that, you would truly be delivering optimal patient care, the holy grail of medicine. 5 years ago, I was a doctor, just finished my training, and just as quickly left medicine, and with my co-founders, Phil and Willie, went on this journey to build technology that would do just that. And as you heard, what we do at SeamlessMD is provide a leading optimal care delivery platform to help leading health systems deliver the right care to the right patient at the right time. And we do that in 4 main phases with the health system. Number one, we engage patients across the care pathway to keep them on track with their care plan, to track their progress, such as helping you prepare and recover through a surgery. The second thing we do is, as we learn more about the patient's progress, we allow your care provider to monitor you in real time and intervene sooner when you're falling off track. The third thing is, as we get more of that data, we produce aggregate reports and analytics so that hospital leadership can drive performance improvement. And we've been able to achieve tremendous results with customers, seeing reductions in readmissions back to hospital, less time spent in hospital, less visits back to the emergency department. And phase 4, and this part is still new, and we're starting to work on this with a few select health systems, but we're looking to leverage machine learning and predictive analytics to better engage and monitor patients and do that more intelligently. Well, what do I mean by that? Imagine you've had a surgery, you're home 5 days later, and because of your history of your pain scores, your trending in temperature, based on historical data sets, imagine if we could generate real-time risk prediction and say, look, this patient, given the past data, has a risk of an infection above a certain threshold. Let's ping that nurse navigator right now and get you help sooner. That doesn't exist today in healthcare. Healthcare isn't that proactive. We're working to build that future. And I do want to give a shout out to Microsoft. We do use Azure, so thought you deserved that. So when I think about my meetings with my peers in medicine right now, the number one question they ask me is, what do you actually do as a CEO? And my favorite answer actually comes from Fred Wilson, a VC at Union Square Ventures. And he has this great blog post saying there are 3 things that a CEO has to do. Number 1, set the vision and strategy for the company and communicate that to all of your stakeholders. Number 2, recruit, hire, and retain the best talent for the company. And number 3, make sure you have enough cash in the bank. And so when I always reevaluate my priorities as the CEO, I always look to this list to see what I can do better. And over the years, I've really figured that a lot of this actually has to do with sales. Number 1, I have to sell a great vision to employees and to customers. Number 2, I have to sell potential hires on the opportunity to work here and convince them not to go to Microsoft or Facebook or Amazon or anywhere else. And number 3, I have to be an evangelist that sells product to customers, that sells shares to investors to make sure there's enough cash in the bank. So much of what we actually do is sales. And what's interesting is that I've come to believe that no matter what type of leader you want to be, no matter what industry or organization, you must learn to be a great salesperson. Whether that's you in your organization trying to sell your colleagues a new idea, whether you're a community leader trying to encourage your neighbors to take on a new environmental change, or whether you're a physician at a hospital trying to encourage your peers to introduce a new way to care for patients, like SeamlessMD, you have to be a great salesperson. And what's funny, that's too soon, but what's funny is, about a month ago, one of my employees said, Josh, when are you going to stop selling so you can actually focus on being a CEO? And the truth is, hopefully never, because the day that I stop selling is probably the day that I'm out of the job. Thank you so much, and happy to take any questions.
Thank you. Keep that, yeah, I'll take this. Okay, we've got a couple of questions. I've got one here already. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Melike, and I have been reading about the health industry, about the AI, and there is the ethical and morally issues about that kind of stuff, since people are not so trust about this technology, let's say, and there is always option to be wrong diagnosis. So how you are considering these risks and how you will able to manage this? And because at the end of the day, as you said, you need to sell this, right? So I just wanted to know about that.
Yeah, it's a great question. One of the things that's interesting, from a patient point of view is that we don't want anything to ever go wrong in our healthcare experience. The truth is that healthcare is very complicated, and the risk of something bad happening is never truly 0%. The risk of mortality when you have a surgery, the risk of infection is never truly 0%. The risk of having the wrong diagnosis from an imaging scan, an MRI or CT, is never going to be truly percent. So the way I think about it is, if we can employ technologies or methods that actually reduce the rate of a problem or an error to as close as 0%, and if technology can help us do that, and I think it can, that's a good thing. And I think organizations in healthcare and providers have to accept the fact that less is going to be better, and it's never going to be error-free. No human is ever free, and we can't expect the same from AI or other technologies.
Any other questions? Yep, go for it.
Hi, Joseph Geraci here from Netramark. Just a quick question. Are you working with pharmaceutical companies? Have you engaged in clinical trials, anything like that?
No.
All right.
I wish I had a better answer, but...
No, that's fine.
One more question? Okay, there's one at the back there, yeah.
Quick question for you. In the healthcare industry sector space, there's always a matter of privacy issues. So your last point, or 2 or 3 slides back, where you're saying data analysis and predictive analysis, obviously you have to gather many data points, do the analysis and all that. I'm not sure how you would gather it from multiple sources, aggregate it, analyze it, and deal with the privacy issues. Can you expand on that one?
Yeah, so I'm not going to get too technical on stage, but there are very clear policies and laws around data and privacy in healthcare across the globe. In Ontario, there are guidelines known as PHIPAA. In the US, it's HIPAA. And there are very clear methodologies that you can use to stay privacy compliant, even when you're managing real patient health information. So I won't get too technical, but there are ways to do it, and many organizations do it successfully. Every time we work with a health system, we have to go through rigorous security and privacy testing and pass that, so it can be done, and happy to share more offline.
Okay, thanks. Thank you.